morning, dear viewers of ABC International, Anazak Broadcasting Corporation, and this session is called The Hot Topic. Our session today is going to talk about Corona and its existing vaccine. Luckily, dear viewers, we've got to have some few visitors who I and them together, we're going to go through in detail on this topic of Corona and its existing vaccine. We have the NIMR officer, the people's representative, the guest from the Billy Hospital, and the WHO officer. As you can see, dear viewers, here are our guests, and I'm going to introduce them one by one. The NIMR officer. Hi. The people's representative. Hi. The guest from the Billy Hospital. And the WHO officer. Hi. Please, dear guests, take your seats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before we start the session, please, we can go back to the studio and get an advice from Dr. Conwell at Apollo University.
Coronaviruses invade cells through so-called spike proteins. The spike protein is the major surface protein that binds to a receptor, which acts like a doorway into a human cell. Once the spike protein and the surface of the human cell membrane fuse together, the genome of the virus is able to enter the human cell and begin infection. Understanding the shape of the spike protein in COVID-19 is the key to figuring out how to target the virus and accelerate potential vaccines. Jason McClellan and his team at University of Texas at Austin, in collaboration with the National Institutes of Health, are credited with this important step, which may help in the development of a vaccine against the coronavirus.
After hearing the words from studio from Dr. Conwell, by starting, my dear viewers, we'll start with the NIMR officer. NIMR officer, can you tell us more about Corona?
Thank you, dear moderator and dear viewers. By starting, I would like to tell you what is Corona and its causes. As you know, coronavirus is this existing deadly disease that has killed so many people and living beings in the earth. This coronavirus is caused by a virus called SARS-CoV-2, and corona is one of the deadliest diseases, but we're still finding out on how we can stop this disease in the earth. So, it was first reported in 2019 when corona visited the earth, but the first death was reported in 2020 at China in Wuhan. This is the most evidence and proof that tells us corona started in China, but our scientists are still investigating on where did it start, but we know the first death was in China at Wuhan, when an old man at age of 61 died. So, unfortunately, our scientists say this old man had a weak immunity, and that's why he died. But people with strong immunity may easily recover without any medical help.
So, what can be done to make one's immunity strong?
We can eat all types of fruits, especially vitamins, and the specific type of vitamin is vitamin C, like limes, lemons, oranges, and more.
And for how long has this vaccine been put in practice?
It has been put in practice ever since coronavirus was informated in the earth. Every scientist wanted to know how can we stop this deadly disease going on in our home.
Okay. Thank you, the NIMR officer. And dear viewers, before we hear the people's representative, there was a big debate going on in the world on this existing vaccine. And we're going back to the studio to get a word from the member of the parliament on this debate going on in the world about the vaccine.
Lakini kwenye website yao watengeneza chanjo wenyewe, wao wenyewe wanasema madhara au side effect ya chanjo hii, kwanza kushindwa kupumua sawasawa, 2 kuvimba kwenye uso na kwenye throat, 3 mapigo ya moyo yanakwenda haraka, 4 bad rash kwenye mwili, 5 dizziness, na 6 damu kuganda au damu kuganda kwenye mwili. Kwenye website yao Sasa kama watengenezaji wa chanjo wenyewe wanaonyesha kwenye website yao kuna shida hiyo, ni vizuri sisi sasa tuwe makini. Najua Mheshimiwa Rais kwa hekima yake ameunda kamati inayofuatilia hayo, lakini mimi kama mbunge nina haja ya kudiscuss na kuarati kwamba wawe makini wanapochagua aina ya chanjo hizi. Nyingine, aina ya pili inaitwa AstraZeneca ambayo imetengenezwa na Oxford kule UK. Yenyewe kwenye website yao wanasema side effect yake ya kwanza ni damu kuganda, na ya pili ni kifo. Ikipo ndio wanasema kwenye kifo hapa wanaweza kufa watu labda 10 out of 100, lakini kwenye website yao wanaonyesha wao kwamba death may occur. Lakini dunia bila kufanya research, bila kuwaza, watu wanakimbilia kupata chanjo kwa sababu ya fear ya corona. Nyingine inaitwa Moderna ambayo ni ya USA, na nyingine inaitwa Pfizer ambayo ni ya Ujerumani. Kwa ujumla chanjo hizi zote zinaonyesha side effect: kuganda damu, kushindwa kupumua na kifo. Sasa ni kweli tukikataa chanjo tunaweza kuwekewa ban ya kusafiri kwenda Ulaya kwa sababu hatujachanjwa. Tunakabiliwa na uchaguzi mbaya sana. Tuchanjwe kitu tusichokijua sawa sawa, au tusichanjwe tuzuiwe kwenda Ulaya. Ninaomba sana Wizara ya Afya wajaribu kuangalia kwa makini sana kwenye swala la chanjo. Waangalie madhara ya sasa, madhara ya siku zijazo na madhara ya taifa. Jambo hili ni la muhimu sana sana.
Okay, as you have heard, People's Representative and Member of the Parliament, Gwajima, there is a big debate going on this vaccine. That's the Parliament. What is the situation in your area?
Thank you, dear moderator. It's true that there's a big debate going around the world about this corona and corona vaccine. From my area I'm coming from, people have doubts on this vaccine and they don't want to vaccinate. One is due to lack of correct information. People are not informed the truth about this corona and corona vaccine. What they hear, they think that's the truth, which is a lie. They hear rumors and rumors are spread everywhere. And second is misinformation. People don't have the information about this vaccine and corona. How does it affect? How do you stop it? The measures to take when you have this disease. People don't have those information. Third, it's lack of faith. As you know that for a vaccine to be made, it takes years and years. But this corona vaccine only took 1 year since when it was reported in Wuhan, where a man with 61 years old got dead. So people don't have the faith on this vaccine. So that's why they don't want to vaccinate. And fourth is the side effects of this vaccine. As we know, for any medicine that you can take, the side effects, they may either be long-term or short-term side effects. But people don't have the knowledge about these side effects, whether they can affect them at a long period or a short period. They don't have that information. So they have doubts on this. And my advice is to the government to publicize this corona and the corona vaccine. As you saw that the president, Mama Samia, told that she vaccinated. She has many people believing on her, but she can't go and take the vaccine so that be dead, so that she vaccinated. And so we need to vaccinate so that we can save lives. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. As a people representative, what strategies have you put on your area to educate the people in the area about this vaccine?
The government should be publicizing more and more about this corona and corona vaccine to the social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and many more, so that people can hear and can see what to do so that they can save their lives and build our country's economy. Thank you.
I hope, dear viewers, you have got something from the People's Representative. And this is talking about the situation in this area. What is the situation in your area? Please take vaccine to be safe. Okay, before we hear from the guest from Mibili Hospital, let's take a word from Her Excellency, Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan, while she's emphasizing on these corona precautions in its vaccine.
Kuzungumzia haki ya kuishi ama haki ya kuwa hai. Na kama sote tunavyojua, dunia hivi sasa ipo kwenye janga kubwa la corona ambalo linatishia uhai wa wananchi wetu. Na nadhani muda baada ya muda mnasikia takwimu zinazotoka. Wanaougua, wanaopoteza maisha na wanaopona. Tuna ndugu zetu wanapoteza maisha kutokana na janga hili. Sasa haki ya kuishi kwanza imesemwa kwenye katiba, na juu yetu serikali kuhakikisha tunaweka sera, sheria na mambo yote yale ambayo yatamfanya Mtanzania aishi, ajivunie uhai wake. Lakini mwenye wajibu mkubwa wa kuhakikisha anaishi ni wewe mwenyewe. Sasa tunapochukua hatua mbalimbali, tunapopanga mipango mbalimbali ya kufanya au kulinda uhai wako, askari wa kwanza wa kulinda uhai wako ni wewe mwenyewe. Amesema Mama Ana hapa kwamba janga hili la korona linatuletea vifo vingi, na sisi serikali tumejitahidi kuleta chanjo ambazo kama utachanja utapunguza uwezekano mkubwa wa kufa kwa korona. Kufa kupo, lakini kufa kwa korona. Lakini pia hata ukiipata baada ya kuchanja, maumivu yake si kama yale ambayo hukuchanja. Hutahitaji mitungi ya gesi na mambo mengine kama hayo. Kwa hiyo kuchanja kunazuia, kwanza kunapunguza uwezekano mkubwa wa vifo, lakini pia kunashusha maumivu makali ya maradhi haya. Kwa hiyo sasa chaguo ni lako ndugu yangu. Kazi yangu kama mkuu wa nchi kuleta tiba ndani ya nchi, kuleta kinga ndani ya nchi. Lakini tulisema ni hiari, lakini hiari ya kulinda uhai wako. Kwa hiyo maamuzi yako kwako ndugu yangu.
Dear viewers, as you have heard, Mama Samia, the President of Tanzania, was emphasizing on corona precautions in its vaccine. Now, guests from Muhimbili Hospital, I know you're a professional in this stuff and you know many things about this stuff. Can you tell us the situation of these changes of virus like SARS-1, SARS-2, and Delta? What are these exactly?
Well, the virus normally changes according to new time and environment. In early 2020 March, what was reported was the virus SARS-1, and later changed into SARS-2 and currently known as Delta. Delta is more variant and deadly than any other virus there. It was first reported in India, Great Britain, and South Africa. Its symptoms are nausea, fatigue, and abdominal pain.
Okay. In other countries, the situation is bad about this corona. What is the situation in our area?
Of course, here in Muhimbili, we have several numbers of deaths and infections, but so far in Tanzania, we have more than 700 deaths and more than 20,000 infected.
Okay, thank you. I hope, dear viewers, you've got some information on what's the situation in our hospitals at Muhimbili. Before we hear from the WHO officer, we should get a piece of advice from the WHO Director, Dr. Tedros.
Vaccine nationalism hurts us all and is self-defeating. But on the flip side, vaccinating equitably saves lives, stabilizes health systems, and would lead to a truly global economic recovery that stimulates job creation. Importantly, it would also help us limit the virus opportunity to mutate. Going forward, I want to see manufacturers prioritize supply and roll out through COVAX. I urge countries that have contracted more vaccines than they will need and are controlling the global supply to also donate and release them to COVAX immediately, which is ready today to roll out them out quickly. And I urge countries and manufacturers to stop making bilateral deals at the expense of COVAX. No country is exceptional and should cut the queue and vaccinate all their population while some remain with no supply of the vaccine. Science has delivered. Let's not waste the opportunity to protect lives of those most at risk and ensure all economies have a fair shot at recovery. Remember, ending this pandemic is one of humanity's great races. And whether we like it or not, we will win or lose this race together.
We're from hearing Dr. Tedros, the WHO officer, the WHO director exactly, and we have the WHO officer with us. And please, can you tell us, there are many corona vaccines in the world. How many vaccines are authorized, and what are the importance of taking them?
Dear moderator, the thing is that there are 5 vaccines till now. They are for emergency use. These vaccines are like AstraZeneca, Biotech. Biotech was ratified on 21st December 2020. There's also Serum, Moderna, and there's also Johnson or Johnson Johnson, as the way Tanzanians call it. Well, as I said earlier, that they are for emergency use. What I mean is that those who are vaccinated are at the very low risk of getting infected and also at the risk of dying. Then those who are infected but are not taking, they are at the very high risk of dying. And also, as I heard from one of my members here, the citizen representative, that about the side effects, yes, it's true that there are side effects, but on the contrary, if you check that there are very many advantages when comparing with the side effects. Well, one of the biggest advantages is like reducing the risk of dying. Thank you.
Dear viewers, I hope you've got something from our guests who have gone in detail through this topic of corona and its existing vaccine. And as we're winding up, my guests, what do you have to tell the audience?
I would like to tell you to stay away from crowds. Although you're meeting a friend, a neighbor, or anyone, it's our duty to educate our
Wear masks wherever there's gathering so that you can protect yourself and avoid this disease.
Keep distance. You should stay at least 3 meters away from the other, because if one sneezes or coughs, the saliva wouldn't be able to travel further than that 3 meters.
Well, I would advise to take vaccine. Besides, so far, there are no side effects as the way people think about it. And also, you really don't want to die, do you?
Thank you, dear viewers, for joining us from the starting until the end of our session. And we thank you, the guests, for coming and going with us in this session. We passed through in detail about this corona and existing vaccine. I hope the dear viewers have got much about what we talked about. And please join us the same day, the same time. And you can subscribe our show in YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram. Bye!
Ciao!